Let's get it.
Let's go.
And ever since that day I had her. Yeah. They wanna know the kind of ride I
All right, man. Let's just start with the topic of the weekend. Massive news broke last night that as I was, I'm just trying to hang out, quiet night, watching the Royal Rumble and watching the press conference after the Royal Rumble, celebrating Jey Uso. We'll get to that later. But then, I just got off of FaceTime with you, actually. When news breaks that Luka Dončić has been traded to the Los Angeles Lakers for Anthony Davis.
What did Luka do as soon as he got off the plane?
He was at LA. He's already said how grateful he is to be a Laker. But let's talk about the specifics of the trade. The Dallas Mavericks receive Anthony Davis, Max Christie, and the Lakers' 2029 first-round pick. Lakers receive Luka, Maxi Kleber, and Markieff Morris comes back to the Lakers. Utah is also in the mix with that. They got Jalen Hood-Schifino as well as 2 second-round picks. They also had to deal with the Clippers earlier in the day or the day before that. Crazy news, man. It's not often, and if ever, you see 2 top 10 players, arguably, and 2 All-Stars have never been traded for each other mid-season. Once news broke, and I'm kind of glad. I wanted to go live last night and just like, let's get this shit out. Let's talk about it right now, like while it's fresh. But I'm kind of glad we got to sit back, watch, and hear some of the reports come out. Because even just right after news broke, it seemed like back to back to back, new stuff was coming out, like minute by minute, about how this happened. Because nobody knew about this. This came out of nowhere. And the crazy thing about it all is people thought that maybe Luka requested a trade or Anthony Davis had said something, but the Mavericks only went to the Los Angeles Lakers about this deal. Didn't talk to any other teams. They were very specific that they wanted Anthony Davis if they were going to move Luka Dončić. And that sent the Lakers just into immediate huddle. None of the players, not AD, not Luka, not LeBron, not even the coach.
I was surprised Jason Kidd didn't know anything about it. I don't know if that makes him feel some type of way at all, but this is what AD maybe wanted. He's got 2 bigs that can play the 5 while he's around there playing the 4 once Lively's healthy and Gafford, of course. It'll be surprising to see what happens. I hope it's not like a Minnesota thing where they take a couple steps back, but that's what happens when you have a player like Luka.
Well, before we get into like how this will work for the teams, like the things that had come out about, the why of all of this was the Mavs apparently had growing concern about Luka's conditioning and a looming supermax that saw him get $345 million. So, and then there was this whole thing about the GM coming out about saying defense wins championships, which was interesting as well when you see the Dallas Mavericks lone championship was led by Dirk Nowitzki, a European strictly, offensive specialist. But
there's a lot of defenders on that team, though. He had people to back that shit up for sure.
For sure. And apparently, the AD sat down with Shams, about a week, maybe 2 weeks ago, and talked about his desire for the Lakers to bring in a 5 so he could move back to the 4. Apparently, the Lakers didn't like that. So that was the big thing when it came to the Lakers.
Tried it recently, I guess. We might have tried it recently. When did we have Marc Gasol? Was that before the championship?
I believe so.
I think we tried some bigs after the championship, and it just wasn't going, and I don't think the Lakers wanted to get back to doing that.
Well,
They wanted to try something completely different.
An old Marc Gasol isn't really exactly the guy that's going to help you.
Sure. I do like that they're looking at Miles Turner, though.
Yeah, and Indiana has already said that they're not coming off of Miles Turner like Utah's kind of done with Walker Kessler. But I think as of like right now, I kind of like this deal a little more for Dallas. I love AD and Kyrie together. Those pick and roll packages are going to be ridiculous to watch between the two of them. And you mentioned AD getting what he wants, playing with Gafford and Lively. There's rumor of Gafford being on the trade block, and I think that's a huge mistake if they end up getting rid of Gafford. I think when you look back to when the Lakers won that championship in 2020, you have JaVale McGee and Dwight Howard. So why not keep those two centers? Let AD play the 4, move him to small ball 5 in lineups with him and PJ Washington. And I think PJ Washington's fully capable of playing the 3. At this point, you have to look at what you do with Dallas. I think they're still kind of in the same position they were before the trade as of now, if nothing else happens. But I think at this time, if you can move PJ to the 3 and give AD what he wants at the 4, you got to look at Klay Thompson. And I like the Klay Thompson move when it was Luka and Kyrie. But now that you have Anthony Davis, you're going to need another guy because they're still going to need the shooting, but they're going to need more defense, athleticism, and get a little younger. They need Kyrie and AD to be the oldest players on that team. They don't need to be getting any older than that, and the rest of them and stay young. If they want this to last more than maybe 2 years and get the most out of Kyrie and AD, then they need to look at a guy like Dinwiddie and Klay Thompson and try to get younger, more athletic, hold on to Najee Harris, give him some more shine. But I think this sets the Lakers back far. AD was the Lakers defense. So you look at rim protection, you have none when Jackson Hayes and Christian Koloko, who spends time in the G League, are your main 2 bigs. There's got to be, and the Lakers as well as the Mavs aren't done making moves yet, but you got to think the Lakers have to have something else up their sleeve because starting lineups with Luka Dončić and Austin Reeves are going to get eaten alive. Like and with no rim protection in the form of AD, you're not gonna have anywhere to hide them.
Hopefully we get Vanderbilt to be out there a little longer. Cats are gonna have to step it up. Dinwiddie, he's definitely there for defense. I'm hoping Kessler would be, he'd be a nice rim protector. But I don't know about offensively. But yeah, we do need help on the defensive end. And yeah, AD was our future. But I guess that future's up now. And Luka's young. Sure, we'll get some players around him. People are definitely going to want to play with him in LA now. I don't know, man. Maybe it's LeBron's last year next year, and that's maybe what they're looking towards. But when it comes to LA, they're trying to win now. So we'll see.
That's why I like to move more for Dallas right now. But LA right now, I think they set themselves back, like I said, because
that's what I've heard from everybody.
I don't know how you hold on in the Western Conference with those top 3 teams with no rim protection and your guards can't play defense. When you're looking at the backcourts, you're looking at John Morant, you're looking at SGA, and Jalen Green and guys like that. There's nowhere to hide, and so I don't know what the next move is, but there's got to be something. And you got to think about staggering minutes with Bron and Luka because a lot of the problem is not having playmaking when LeBron's off the court. But now that you have Luka Dončić, and like you say, he's their future. He's 25 years old. He'll be 26, I think, in March or next month. This move wasn't about anybody but Luka.
No, like the Lakers heard the offer and was like, "Yeah, we're grabbing Luka."
Right, and so now that you have Luka, you have to take a good look at this team, especially because now they're starting to mesh, and they played great against the Knicks, and starting to figure out things in JJ Redick's offense, and all of that has to change now.
Right.
And you got to think of looking at the future, who fits on this team with Luka. You got to take a serious look at trading every piece on that team, including LeBron.
Yeah,
LeBron has a no trade clause, sure, but I like the idea of hearing Luka Dončić and LeBron James on the same team, but how do they fit together? Like, how does that work? They both need the ball.
Dorian's played with him, though.
What's that?
Dorian's played with him, though.
Right, but how does that work with LeBron?
We about to find out, that's for sure. Hopefully it means we playoff bound, baby.
I mean, the Lakers are 5 right now. I don't see them holding on as is. I don't see them holding on to the 5 seed.
Come on, son. What if we get a solid big?
is that's why I want to see how the rest of the week plays out. There's been a lot to happen in the last 2 days, but as of right now, I think the Lakers kind of screwed themselves for this season at the very least. And Dallas is still looking kind of nice. They'll be at least where they are, maybe hop up over the Lakers, be in that 4 or 5 range with this move alone. And neither team seems to be done. But what does this do? Like so, what do you see? What would be the Lakers starting lineup right now for you?
It's hard, man. I don't have a big to put in there.
Is it Jackson Hayes? Like that's.
I mean, that's the only big that's there. So I guess.
Who are that? So Jackson, you got Luka, Bron, Jackson Hayes.
You might still put Rui in that bitch and AR. And bring your hard hitting defenders off the bench. The Vanderbilt, fucking Dinwiddie, and Bronny.
This doesn't sound like playoffs to me. I think they need to look at any 3-and-D wing they can find. Clint Capella can also be available. You look, he wouldn't be the most attractive offer all the time, but as a lob threat and a guy that runs the rim, protects the rim,
and a veteran.
What's that?
And a veteran, and he'd be hungry. That's the kind of players that we kind of like, man. A hungry player that doesn't have too many, too many years left, really.
All right, and I mean, and Dallas saves money with this move. AD declined his. He would have got like an $8 million trade bar, like 5.6. I remember what I saw. I saw 2 different numbers. But either way, he would have got a bonus as of the trade. He waived that to help the team be more competitive. So, what kind of players do you think that Dallas is looking at to further improve this lineup? They got to the finals last year.
Yeah, they might need a bucket getter. It might be DeMar DeRozan.
I mean, I think they need shooting too. DeMar clogs it up. He's going to clog it up for Zach LaVine again. But I was thinking a guy like maybe Cam Johnson. If you can get him out of Brooklyn, that's a solid guy to have. I mean, if you can move Clay for a guy like that, I know that's not going to be an easy thing to do at all, especially since Clay just got that deal. But having Cam Johnson over Klay Thompson, I think would work. Or even looking at like DeJounte Murray, because they're still going to need more playmaking. Having Luka and Kyrie being able to make plays is going to put a lot on Kyrie.
What about B.I.?
I like B.I. I kind of like him in that role. Just I wish he played more D.
Yeah.
That's why I think a guy like Cam Johnson, who he'll slap the floor, he'll get in a position and play. I think he might be a better look for Dallas than B.I. would be.
It's gonna be fun. Second half of the season is gonna be dope.
Let's move to Kings and Spurs also making some moves, man. This one's big now and for the future. They're finalizing a deal with the Kings, Spurs, and Bulls that'll send De'Aaron Fox to the Spurs. Zach LaVine becomes a Sacramento King and reunites with DeMar DeRozan. And then the Bulls get a package that includes Zach Collins, Trey Jones, Kevin, and their own 2025 pick back from, I think the Spurs deal with DeMar DeRozan. Also, 3 first-round picks going to Sacramento with Zach LaVine. What do you think about that deal?
I kind of like it for both teams. I know it didn't really work out with DeMar and Zach over in Chicago, but I mean, with the Sabonis and a scrappy Monk, man, it might be a little different. And I definitely like what the Spurs are doing when it comes to almost done with their rebuild. Chris Paul coming off the bench, maybe. D Fox running the point guard. That pick and roll is going to be vicious as well, no matter who wants to pop in or out. Yeah. Fox is still the fastest player in the league. I think their tempo gets stronger, faster. Defense gets stronger. It's cool, man. San Antonio looks good. I think it's more of a, watching the Spurs is kind of frustrating because there's a lot of young cats out there that are trying to get theirs too. So they're not always looking for the best option. But I think this sets it up for better play.
I don't understand it for Sacramento. Like
Right.
Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan didn't work in Chicago, but it'll work over here. And I know what was that, 2018 or something like that, Zach LaVine was looking to go to Sacramento before, but this isn't that team had De'Aaron Fox and Sabonis. This move, I don't know. This was just kind of head scratching to me. I see DeMar was excited about it. He posted on IG, but like they've done this already. It didn't really lead anywhere for Chicago. It was just like constant mediocrity. They'll be in that 6, 7, 8 seed, but first round exit, and if they even make the playoffs. So I don't get it to them. I love it for the Spurs, and I like it for the Spurs a lot because there was a lot of talk of Stephon Castle, the rookie, having to be a part of this deal going to Sacramento. So the fact that they got to keep Stephon Castle and add De'Aaron Fox is nice young core. I don't know if you include Sohan in that as well, but like those three at least is
Vassell gone?
No, Vassell's still there. The Spurs lost. What player did the Spurs really lose? Zach Collins and Trey Jones are gone, so they lost their backup to make Chris Paul a backup.
I like it.
And then they lost their backup center. It was Zach Collins.
Yeah, I like it. We good there.
You got to think they're not done by any means either. This is great. Like this is scary and way ahead of schedule if you're San Antonio, man.
If you're Wemby, you should.
You just got to hope Pop's enjoying it from the comfort of his home. Hope he's getting better.
Most definitely.
The Spurs were active, man. They also were rumored to have inquired about LaMelo Ball before the trade went down with De'Aaron Fox. So that was another direction they were looking.
I like to see LaMelo somewhere else. Unless his brother's coming to join him.
I don't know if you caught any of Austin Reeves' podcast, Rivers podcast.
Yeah.
Austin Reeves. But he talks a lot about, he was a young guard that came up and had a lot of hype. And he talks about some of these guys who were putting up numbers but just don't know how to win yet. And Melo being in that category. But like, it's hard when you don't have any vets over there. But where would you like to see Melo go? Like if he were to be gone in the next 4 days, what would you?
Dallas would be dope. Dallas would be dope. You learn from Kyrie Irving. You know what I'm saying? You get a legit pick and roll. You learn how to win. Dallas would be fire. Spurs would be a good look.
They gonna get Melo playing defense?
They got it. LaMelo's gonna have to do that one day. You're gonna take it from his older brother or something, because Lonzo can play.
Yeah, what is that? Yeah, like Lonzo's a hell of a defender.
Lonzo's a defender, and he's a smarter player for sure, man. I would like to see him back with the Lakers to see, seeing how that knee heals up.
If healthy, that wouldn't be a bad move to have somebody with that kind of defense next to Luka.
I would like that a lot, bro.
If you could pry a guy like Jalen Suggs away from Orlando or something like that too, that's not going to happen. But like,
right,
they need a guy that can defend on the wing outside of Dorian Finney-Smith because he's not going to be able to keep up with some of those quicker guards like a De'Aaron Fox and guys like that.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, shit, we beat the Celtics with Vanderbilt one of his first games back. I'm like, he really does make a difference. He really does.
7 games though.
He don't even got to score. Yeah, I think he could do it. He got to do it
against Jokic and AD because there's likelihood because the Lakers and the Mavs still play twice this season, and there's they could possibly meet up in the second round of the playoffs. So Vanderbilt keeping up with AD or Joker or Sabonis, Julius Randle, I guess he could probably keep up with. Is he keeping up with Wemby?
Lakers are banking on AD not even being there for the game. Might just be hurt.
I think AD's banking on that.
AD ready to play, huh?
Kyrie.
He coming at Braun's neck. Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying if in LA, because there's a game in LA and there's a game left in Dallas. So we'll get to see both returns. I think both things are true. AD tries to go off in crypto, and Luka goes off in American Airlines.
So weird. Because AD and Braun were tight. They were tight.
It's crazy how quiet this was kept. Like, it wasn't known until it was done.
I wonder how long Braun knew.
He found out they didn't let the news leak until all the players were out of the arena, interviews were done. Braun was at dinner with his family. It was like way after the Knicks game, a couple hours after the Knicks game, and then he found out at dinner. I know they said Luka and AD were shook by the news. They were both shocked by it, but
I like the thought of Luka and JJ.
I do too. I love that.
Yeah, especially hearing JJ talk about Luka in this game.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. I'm worried about the Lakers right now, but if more happens by Thursday, I'll be less worried.
A Dwight signing?
No, that wouldn't do it. That wouldn't do it.
Motherfucking Bam.
I don't think they can get what they need and keep Rui and Austin Reeves.
Yeah, if we get Bam, I'll get rid of Rui
and Dalton. You think Miami's coming? I guess you can't really say no, they're not coming off of Bam, because we hear about Tyler Hero and Bam being the building blocks. But if Luka,
anything could happen.
That's what I'm saying. We can't say no, that's not it.
Anything could happen now.
I saw on Bleacher Report people asked who you think the only untouchables in the NBA left are, and I commented on the post and I said Pat Riley, Jeannie Buss, Adam Silver, and Greg Popovich mostly.
I think Boston get rid of Tatum before they got rid of Jalen.
They get more back.
Be crazy.
Oh, that's what the Lakers. That's never gonna happen, but that's what they need. Derek White.
Oh shit! Derek White or KCP back.
Derek White and a big, even just a Clint Capella type big. I don't know if that's enough though. It'd be who else is gonna score? Is AR is he gonna be 20 points a night? Is that what's gonna happen now?
He's 15 to 19.
You getting 30 out of Luka still? You getting 20 out of Bron?
You're getting 30 out of Luka. You're getting 22 to 27 from Bron. You're getting 15 to 19 from AR. You're getting 12 to 15 from Rui.
I'm telling you, both those guys ain't gonna be there if the Lakers want to. I don't want to say make the playoffs, but maybe make the playoffs. Both of those guys can't be there to get what they need.
We might trade a big and a point guard to get a big and a point guard. Vince might be out of there. Vincent.
Or even a guy like Bruce Brown.
Bruce Brown, for sure.
Because now you can just start thinking whatever you want. It could be anybody. Just start putting shit together. Because Luka's a Laker.
Who else would be what I want?
For a while here, over the last 24, 48 hours, it seemed like the Warriors were in the lead to get Jimmy Butler, and this whole Heat drama was about to end until Jimmy Butler informed the Warriors that he would not sign an extension if he was traded to Golden State. So Jimmy's still in Miami. Nothing has happened yet. There's other teams, even I know Toronto wanted to be a part of the 3-team deal if they'd be able to get Jimmy to Golden State, and apparently Phoenix is the only place that Jimmy will sign an extension. Golden State is active. They also reached out about Zach LaVine, a package of Zach LaVine and Vujacic, and then even reached out to Phoenix about KD coming back. But KD, here's two untouchable players. KD and Devin Booker, according to Phoenix as of today, are untouchable.
Smart.
Where do you see this ending this season, or is Jimmy just suspended indefinitely and they figure this out in the offseason? They just pay Jimmy to stay away.
They could do it to the offseason. I think both of them, meaning Pat and Jimmy, could be petty enough to let this shit ride for the rest of the season. I would hope it doesn't. I hope we see Jimmy in a jersey other than Miami by Thursday, but it's looking crazy right now, man. Jimmy asking for a lot, and a lot of teams aren't going to be like, yeah, we want that character on our team.
You think he'd re-sign in Denver?
Yeah, I think he would. That's one of the best. That's one of the best places that are almost pretty promising to get another championship.
Because that's coming off of MPJ for Jimmy Butler. If they can get Jimmy to re-sign in Denver,
I don't see Miami being too mad about that neither.
bring back Russ for another year. You get Jimmy, Russ, Jamal, Joker, Aaron Gordon. Those are your starters. And still, the same problem remains with the bench, like I keep saying. But Christian Brown's been playing well.
He has been playing well.
What do you think what can the Warriors do to fix what they got going on? They're in the market for a big move. They've been saying it. I know Steph has said he doesn't want them to mortgage the future, but what the fuck is the future? Andrew Wiggins, and Christian.
What did Steph say? He wants them to worry about the future.
He said, "Don't mortgage the future just to try to win now. It's important to keep assets and build towards the future as well."
Oh, Steph is out of there. Steph leaving, dog. He gonna be a Laker next year, bro.
That is one player I'll say isn't going anywhere.
Steph is out of there, bro. He's leaving.
Hey,
don't do this on my behalf, y'all, because the shit's gonna blow up in your face. I at least owe you that much to tell you, hey, look toward the future.
What can you get?
I'm going down the street. It's Bron's last year. I'm going down the street.
As hard as it is to see Luka as a Laker, it's impossible to see Steph in another jersey. That's why the talk was Bron going to Golden State and not vice versa.
Yeah, because Bron's okay with going other places for sure. But
oh yeah, he'll wear another jersey.
I don't know. Steph looked frustrated this year, man. He might need what does KG and Paul Pierce say? A breath of fresh air. You might need to go find that.
It just ain't right, man. Kobe, Dirk, Duncan, Curry. Those are the kind of names you think about staying one jersey their whole career.
I thought Luka was that.
I thought Luka was that too. Steph's got a little more going on in Golden State than Luka did in Dallas, though.
It's crazy, dog. It's crazy times.
I guess we'll see what happens, man. We got about 4 days till the trade deadline. Lots of teams looking to make lots of moves still. I know with injuries in Atlanta, there's looks towards the draft as well because a lot of those picks are owed to San Antonio. The Thunder sell a lot of their picks and things that they could use to get better. The West is wide open as far as I'm concerned. You can't really say who the favorite is right now, especially with these moves that have just been made in the last 2 days. You got to think those teams up top are looking to improve too.
I'd be dope to get Hardenstein too as a Laker.
Yeah, they got plans over there though, especially once Chet's back.
For sure,
they're gonna be tough this year. Thunder are gonna be tough to beat. All right, man. We both got to catch the Royal Rumble. Let's just shake off all the basketball news for now. It was a crazy couple of days already. We'll see what happens on the deadline this week. But it was Royal Rumble weekend as well, which means we're on the road to WrestleMania. The night started off with the Women's Rumble after Stephanie McMahon introduced the night. What did you think? Did you get a chance? I know you didn't get to see it live. Did you get a chance to go back and see the women's match at all?
I haven't caught the women's match yet. No.
All right, well,
you can talk about it though.
Yeah, spoiler alert. Close your ears if you want. Put in some headphones or something. But Charlotte Flair ended up coming out victorious as she made her return after a little over a year from a knee injury.
Anybody know she was coming back?
Yeah, it was actually announced 2 weeks ago that Charlotte would be coming back at the Royal Rumble, so everybody knew it was coming. There were some good spots in this match. Jordan Grace was announced. The former TNA Knockouts champion is now signed with WWE. She's a beast.
Nice.
Oh, she popped up in last year's Rumble as well as the Knockouts champion. But now she's a WWE superstar. I'm really excited about her being in WWE. I just hope they don't fuck her up. Trish Stratus came out. There was a couple surprises. The NXT girls, and I haven't got to watch enough of NXT. Jada Parker. Who was the other one? Let me find her name. Oh, who was it? Roxanne Perez. What was her name? Gianna. What was it? Where is it? We can cut this out too, though. So I go. Julia. She spells it all weird. It's like Giulia. Julia was dope. Like there's some dope women in NXT. There was also like Nikki Bella came out. Alexa Bliss made her return. We talked about that, I know, a couple weeks ago. So Alexa Bliss did end up returning. What I didn't like that I heard afterwards is that when they talked about superstars making their return and not like super like the guest spots like Trish Stratus and things like that, they mentioned Charlotte Flair making her return, Alexa Bliss making her return, as well as Nikki Bella. So I don't know, is Nikki Bella back in WWE?
What did Trish do? Did she wrestle?
Trish been in like 3-4 Rumbles.
Oh yeah.
There was a time not too long ago where she was actually a tag team champs with Becky Lynch.
Okay. What's her special? Bitch slap?
She still does like a kick, and there was Stratisfaction. But if Nikki Bella doesn't, I don't. If she's back in WWE, I hope it's like part time, like super part time. It's weird that she's back at the same time as John Cena because they were and then
they were okay.
They were a whole, and that went badly.
Yeah,
and so it's a weird timing if she's back in WWE. The women's division has come a long way since she was the best in the division, so I don't know how she's gonna keep up with any of these women now.
Right.
But I guess if there's, I was never a big fan of the Bella Twins anyway, but I mean, I guess some people were, so that's cool for them, I guess.
Right.
Nia Jax looked strong in the Rumble. Bianca Belair had some dope time in the Rumble as well. But Charlotte Flair, I told you, she returns, she wins. So Charlotte will be heading to WrestleMania, who all assume the face is Tiffany Stratton, which will be a first time ever match for those two. Should be a good feud leading up. It's like Flair looking in a younger mirror for this feud, so I'm kind of excited to see how this all pans out. Two super confident, athletic women. I was sad though because like Asuka didn't make her return. There was no Becky Lynch. I thought this would have been where Jade Cargill came back and tried to get her a little bit of revenge for whoever took her out. And you know how Naomi took over the tag team championships. There was also a spot, speaking of the tag team titles, where Naomi and Jordynne Grace, who had like a pretty big feud in TNA while Naomi was away from WWE, they gave each other a big hug in the ring, and Bianca Belair wrapped her hair up. It was like, who's this bitch, basically? It was like, no, I don't. Like, so there was a little bit of jealousy brewing between those two just with the Jordynne Grace thing. So I thought that would have led to something with Jade Cargill coming back, and we get some more, and hopefully get Bianca versus Jade at WrestleMania. But there was no Jade Cargill. But it was cool. It was a good Rumble. You have to check it out when you get a moment.
Hell yeah.
The 2 out of 3 falls for the tag team titles was pretty good with DIY and the Motor City Machine Guns. The last fall, the Street Profits ended up making their return. They were taken out before they were supposed to have a tag team title match like a month or so ago by DIY. So the Street Profits actually came out and attacked Motor City Machine Guns to allow DIY to get the pin to retain the tag team titles, and then went after DIY as well, just so they know like they want those titles on the line when they get their get back on DIY. But the 2 out of 3 falls was a good, solid pace match. Nice little, probably like resting time before the men's Royal Rumble, which just had superstar after superstar after superstar. But let's talk about the ladder match first. I'll let you. I know you were into Cody Rhodes, Kevin Owens, man. We're gonna talk a little bit about the ladder match.
It was a good match, man. I thought it was probably the match of the night. I think there was a lot of throwing people through ladders, and the shit looked like it hurt. The finishing move off the table onto the ladder was crazy. What's his name coming out because he's friends with both of them was a wild little twist on it. But I was hoping Cody would carry around both belts for a while. since it's so nostalgic. I like seeing it.
And that was the point of it when they brought it out for Saturday night's main event, was to have that whole throwback theme. Kevin took it a little further because he thought he should be champion, but yeah, I don't think he'll be carrying it as much as he wants to. I know he's been campaigning to bring that belt back for years anyway. But I thought we were going to get Randy Orton here. I was really banking on that happening. I thought Randy was going to come out, Kevin the match, because Kevin was the one that put him out with that pile driver.
Okay.
And then I thought there was going to be an RKO to Cody as well, and we were going to get a heel turn.
So is that the only power driver KO's done?
No, he also got one on Cody.
Okay.
He got one on Cody after he got one on Randy. Almost hit Rey Mysterio with one. Almost hit HBK with one last week.
That's gonna make Triple H pedigree a motherfucker here soon.
You're not gonna see Triple H get active anytime.
I think we might see just a pedigree one day.
Maybe.
Just like, what are you thinking? Kick, go between my legs, bow.
Congrats to Triple H. He got surprised this week as well at the WWE Town Hall. Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker announced that Triple H will be going into the WWE Hall of Fame at WrestleMania 2025 in Vegas.
What was he saying? What was Shawn Michaels saying? That DX is already in there? Or?
DX is already in the Hall of Fame, but so Triple H didn't want to go into the Hall of Fame anytime soon because he thought people would think, oh, he's just putting himself in the Hall of Fame. So he didn't want to do it. So him and Nick Khan talked about it. He's like, yeah, maybe like 5 or 6 or 7 years down the road, we'll talk about it and see how it goes. Mm-hmm. But Shawn Michaels and Undertaker, they all, like Stephanie didn't know about it either. Like they surprised Triple H by letting him know this year because obviously Triple H deserves it.
Oh yeah, what he's doing is big.
This will be the year he goes in as the game and not just part of the faction.
That's dope.
All right, man, into the namesake match, the Men's Royal Rumble. Started with Rey Mysterio and Penta, so we already got 2 legends squaring off. Got to see that tonight. Great things throughout this match, man. What were some of your favorite parts of it?
I loved seeing them 2 get active. Rey Mysterio getting boosted up onto his shoulders and doing the little twist move off of his shoulders. That shit was fucking dope. You know, that's the shit we here for. Favorite moments, bro. There was a lot. Speed coming out was dope.
Speared was dope.
Yeah, getting speared like that, like he probably was like, "Yo, lay it on me." But being a non-wrestler surrounded by wrestlers, you're gonna get it laid on sometimes. Just so you fucking know, this ain't all just rainbows and butterflies. But that shit was dope. Definitely a fan of Braun Breaker now. He reminds me of back in the day when it comes to the juiced up motherfuckers throwing around people, suplexing. Even his uncle and his dad doing it. He's definitely one of my favorites. Roman Reigns, he's he's cool. He's just entertaining to watch. All these cats, bro. It was cool to get more into these characters and what they got going on and seeing them perform. It's kind of whack seeing when the wrestlers got to take it easy, like fake, like they're pushing people out the ring and shit. And, you can see the whispers a little more, but you got to respect it. It was cool, man. It was a show. Jey Uso solidified one of my favorites as well with his performance.
Absolutely.
Logan Paul, he's just a fucking athlete. You can like it or not, but him and his brother, pretty good athletes.
And he was in the final 3 with Jey Uso and John Cena.
John Cena, yeah. John Cena reminding us time and time again it's his last time.
Oh, is his last time? Was this his last time?
Right. You won't see him after this. But what else, dog? What else? There was some good moments, man.
This was mine, and I know it was yours. This was my first actual Joe Hendry experience.
Right.
And I believe in Joe Hendry.
I was surprised by his strength.
I believe in Joe Hendry.
The choke slam and walking around the ring, what was it with? Was it with Braun Breaker? It was with, it was The Miz, I believe. And
it wasn't no little dude though. Like
he carried him around for a little bit. I was definitely surprised by that. They do got to get his trunks right because those are definitely TNA trunks.
I thought some of the choke slams over the last 10 or so years have been like terrible too. Like choke slams are looking bad.
Who's got the best choke slam ever though?
Damian Priest is pretty solid. His is right, pretty good, but I was still finishing my last.
Okay, he ain't even making top 3.
I was just finishing my thought that I was currently saying.
Yeah, go ahead.
But outside of that, Joe Hendry probably has like one of the better choke slams in the game.
He's got one of the best new choke slams. I'm gonna have to say.
I want to see some more Joe Hendry.
Yeah.
Ever though, probably Taker.
Ooh, I'm giving it to Kane.
There would be no Kane without Taker.
I know, but Kane's choke slam was better. He had him up higher. He was stronger, taller. Huh?
He was taller. Of course he'd be up higher.
He had a better choke slam, bro.
What's your opinion? The Seth Rollins Roman Reigns moment was, even with CM Punk taking them both out, was huge. Because I like probably everybody else damn near in the world thought CM Punk was winning this Royal Rumble. So when he took out Roman and Seth, I was like, okay, yep, this is Punk's Rumble. He's winning it. It's over now.
Yeah.
Only for him to get taken out. And he got taken out by Logan Paul, didn't he?
I think so, yeah.
Dominic Mysterio's little moment in there was fun too. I'm a fan of Dominic now. It's a fun act. Dominic Mysterio's kind of killing it.
He's doing all Eddie shit for sure.
Acting like he should have been in there and he was in there with the big dogs. You know what I mean?
He definitely came out.
Oh yeah. Can't forget about Jacob Fatu.
One of my favorites
in the Rumble as well. Braun Strowman eliminated him. I heard that Drew McIntyre's a little pissed, I guess, during the spot where he got eliminated by Damian Priest. I guess somebody kind of like was in the way and botched that whole ending of how he got eliminated. Because the rumor is LA Knight's been trying to put himself over and was doing too many big spots and big moves, only gave a shit about himself. And I remember seeing the part where they kind of bumped. Right before he got
standing there for a little bit.
Mm-hmm. But so I guess, and on top of that, Drew's already frustrated because Damian Priest eliminating him is supposed to lead to their WrestleMania story. So it's supposed to be Drew and Damian Priest at WrestleMania.
They were supposed to have a moment right there.
But Drew thinks because of the year that he had in 2024 was huge for Drew McIntyre, that he should be, higher on the card, more in the main event scene than having some feud with Damian Priest, which is hard to argue with. But when you got Cena's final year, Roman Reigns, Jey Uso, Cody Rhodes, Gunther, there could be some other people. We'll see what happens at Elimination Chamber. We know John Cena's in there.
He's got plenty of time. He'll be all right.
Right. So, yeah, he'll be fine.
Yeah, they'll figure something out for him. It'll be like Kane having the title for a little bit or something.
Overall, though, man, I'm like, and I had Jey Uso as the dark horse as well, like just out of pure want for Jey Uso in the Royal Rumble, and here we are.
Yeah.
They showed a little backstage moment when he came immediately after winning the Rumble. He was walking backstage into Gorilla with his son, and Jimmy's there with the T-shirt, the winner of the Royal Rumble T-shirt that the winners both got, and then Jacob had the lay for him. So it was a cool little family moment, like some real life non-kayfabe. You got to see and celebrate Jey Uso and the work he's been putting in, man. And I'm excited to see it. He'll probably end up taking another crack at Gunther and ultimately having his what they're called. I've already heard Yeetle-mania, so this will be kind of like Yes-O-mania with Daniel Bryan or Kofi Mania when he ultimately ended up winning the title. It's just really cool to see where Jey Uso came from to him hopefully getting his WrestleMania moment and becoming a world champion.
Yeah, man, his journey's pretty awesome. I think he deserves it.
And we'll get into with Elimination Chamber coming up, we'll talk about our predictions for once the card starts looking a little more clear for WrestleMania in April. But this is when they like, and it's been a good, the last year since last year's WrestleMania has been pretty decent. There's been some slow parts of it as expected, but this is when business picks up. So expect even on Monday Night's Raw, following the Rumble, we should get some more surprises. I'm hoping at least we should see some more feuds begin. Hopefully, maybe a couple end, and we get a clearer picture on what the road to WrestleMania looks like. If we're looking at Charlotte Tiffany, we still got to find an opponent for Rhea Ripley. The mid card titles, both Intercontinental and U.S. titles. We'll see what happens with the tag team championships now that the Street Profits have returned on the SmackDown side of things. We'll see what happens with the War Raiders and their tag team championships as well. But it's a good time to be a WWE fan, man.
Yeah, man. It's nice to catch the pay-per-views.
It is.
Peacock winning, man. Shout out Peacock, bro. Like, even like I never watched the pay-per-views as a kid because we couldn't get them.
Right, it was tough watching like during the week and having no idea what happened on the weekend.
Yeah, but being able to go back and watch those pay-per-views is something wild too, man.
We had to see just like the pictures on Raw of what happened on the pay-per-views. Like, oh shit, what?
Right.
I remember having that feeling like for that bash at the beach when Hogan joined the NWO. Like, I was a day like because there was no social media. It's not like I got to get on like.
But it was hyped up like a motherfucker, wasn't it?
Wild, man. But the road to WrestleMania, man, and we'll see what other legends ultimately pop up. We'll have some more Hall of Fame announcements. But this week, we got the Super Bowl. The Philadelphia Eagles and the Kansas City Chiefs for the second time in 3 years will face off in Las Vegas, Nevada. Oh, no, they're in New Orleans. I'm still thinking of WrestleMania. In New Orleans, Kendrick Lamar at halftime. Let's just get right to it, man. Who you got?
Eagles, baby. Let's go.
Give me a score.
I'll be watching the motherfucking refs closely, though.
Give me
real close.
What you got? What's the score?
Shit, it's going to be a high-scoring game. I'm going to go 43-22.
Whoa, goddamn. They beat them like they beat the Commanders, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, shit. Just by going off of the last week that they both had, I don't think the Chiefs could see these motherfuckers when it comes to this running offense.
I'm more hopeful than anything because the Chiefs have been chiefing for some time now.
I'm just talking shit. Like, come on.
It'll be cool to see history if the Chiefs end up winning, but I want the Eagles to win. I'm gonna go 32-27.
Respectable. Let's go. Let's go, Eagles.
That's a game right there. You betting on it? You betting on the game? How do you feel about betting on do you bet on your Eagles frequently? Does it bother you to bet on your team? I know it bothers me when I bet on my team, so I stopped doing it.
Yeah, I don't really usually do it. I do like Saquon for over 50 yards running, and sometimes even the same, maybe over 200 yards passing for Jalen. But I don't really bet on like money lines when it comes to football.
So you're not betting on the outcome. You just bet on some of the things that happen along the way.
I'm betting on this outcome.
Bet on this outcome, huh? You betting on anything else?
I gotta feel like I'm on the field with them. You know what I'm saying?
Feel like you got something on the line too, huh?
Type shit, man.
I dig it.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, let's go Bird Gang.
Bird Gang.
As a fan of a team in the same division as the Chiefs, I'm sick of it. I got sick of it when the Patriots were doing it. I'm sick of it again. I'm not a hater. I'm just sick of it. So let's go Bird Gang.
Let's go Bird Gang, bro.
You giving an L to this week, bro?
Dallas.
The whole city, huh?
Yeah, man. And it's not really for the AD trade. It's more about what happened tonight.
Okay, all right, you did see that.
Cavaliers smacked that ass, and they let this G Leaguer go 9 for 13 from three-point range, 27 points. The Cavaliers dropped a game high in three-pointers for their franchise. Yeah, you got to hold that L. I guess, they wasn't ready to play tonight.
What was that final score? 101, 140. 101, 144, dog.
Yep, and
the Cavaliers had 91 in the first half.
What is this kid's name? Because he's my bully as well. Sam Morrell.
Oh, yeah, Morrell had like 27.
Sam Morrell had 27, 9 for 13 from 3-point range. My bad, but that's the bully too.
With all due respect, the Mavericks starting lineup was, I don't know who Kelly is or Prosper. That might not even be his whole name. But Dinwiddie, Exum, Klay Thompson was 1 for 10. Like, you played the backups.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Probably most of the second half.
I like Hardy sticking with that team, though. He's going to be big, too. He had 21 off the bench. I like, maybe Hardy slides in that starting lineup next to Kyrie.
Yeah, maybe.
Kyrie, Hardy, PJ, AD, Gafford.
Dinwiddie over there, too, right?
Yeah, he don't need to start, though.
No, he don't need to start.
He started tonight, and he had 5 points. He was 2 for 6.
Sheesh.
Quinn Grimes still over there. The Mavs still look solid, dog.
Especially when the bigs are healthy.
I'm excited to see what else they what other moves they make. I think Klay Thompson might be on the move if they can move him. My L this week is kind of along the same lines. Did you see the funeral they held outside of American Airlines Arena? They brought a casket out there and everything.
Yeah, man. See that one fan?
Yeah.
It was going off.
But my L is for Mark Cuban's marriage. A Cuban quote from 2020 has been resurfacing on what lengths Mark Cuban would go. Who was the majority owner at the time? And what lengths he would go to keep Luka Dončić as a Dallas Maverick. He says, and I quote, "If I had to choose between my wife and keeping Luka on the Mavs, catch me at my lawyer's office prepping for a divorce." Now he's only a minority owner now, and all signs are pointing to Mark Cuban's time as a Dallas Mavericks owner, executive, whatever you want to call it, coming to an end here shortly.
For sure.
But I just thought that was funny, so I figured I'd give the Mark Cuban's marriage that L.
Yeah. I didn't want to think, but it almost felt like Luka didn't feel as close with the organization after Cuban stepped down a little bit.
I mean, you see it all the time. You bring in a new ownership, they want their guys in there.
Yeah.
You see how it's worked out with the Washington Commanders, bringing in that whole new group of ownership, new coaches, bringing in a rookie quarterback. So maybe that's what they're looking at, but I just want to see how the rest of the week plays out. I really want to see what the Lakers do now.
Yeah, bro. It'd be crazy if we get another blockbuster trade done.
It really would be.
Like fucking Paul George or something.
No, you don't want that. If they're gonna get a name that big, it better be like somebody big, like a very tall man that's not gonna miss half the game. Bron's 40 and Luka's out right now, so you don't want Paul George. No.
Unless you're just taking a different approach, like, yeah, I'm not going to show y'all everything I got right now.
What about Rudy? You think the T-Wolves will come off of Rudy or Naz Reid? Naz Reid
would be great. I'll get rid of Rudy for Naz.
Naz Reid might not be a bad look.
Nah, it's my bad.
I did it too.
But yeah, dog, that would be dope.
It's possible.
I'll take Rudy's big ass too. I'll take Rudy's big ass too.
There's ways. There's ways, man. We got 4 days. We'll see what happens.
I feel like it's going to be some bullshit like Nurkic or fucking Kessler.
If Robert Williams can stay healthy, I'm cool with that too.
That'd be cool.
But he has been having a lot of problems, I guess, staying on the court. But having a healthy Robert Williams III, I'd be cool with time.
I don't want Nurkic. I don't want
Nurkic. I don't want Ayton. I don't want Vooch, even though he's having a good season. I don't feel like he's a rim protector. He can rebound, but he's not going to protect the rim.
I'll take Vooch. I'll take Valanciunas.
He doesn't protect the rim. I want somebody blocking shots. Like, the people going to be eating at the rim in LA if they don't get anybody to block.
Bigs they're not really blockers.
Right, so they need to maybe look at a different country. Where's Nene? I bet you he's still in shape somewhere.
Nene was balling with Houston back in the day, too.
He's still in shape right now.
The way he just brought it above the rim and dunked on motherfuckers, he was nice.
He'd be hitting threes. If he was younger in this time.
Where the fuck is JaVale?
Okay. All right, bully of the week. What you got?
That kid that put up 27 points for Cleveland.
That Merrill. My bully of the week is going to Doechii. Grammys were tonight. She becomes the third woman ever behind Lauryn Hill and Cardi B to win Best Rap Album for Alligator Bites Never Heal. Shout out Doechii.
That's pretty dope.
Shout out Beyonce.
Shout out Beyonce.
Shout out Beyonce, first black woman to ever win Best Country Artist. Or album artist.
Steaming about that, ain't they?
Oh, yeah. Shout out K-Dot. He went 5 for 5 on his nominations, won Grammys there as well. My other honorable mention is, I don't know if it's Stephen or Stephen Fulton. Dude just won the WBC featherweight title in Jorts and Timbs.
Damn, I did see that, bro.
You see it?
I did see that.
I saw that. I had to make sure he won. I wasn't going to talk about his ass at all. But
yeah, he got the belt.
He got the dub, got the belt.
Yeah.
Pulled up them shorts. Shout out Fulton.
That was dope.
That was a tough ass fit.
That was dope.
Shout out Mac Truck as well, man. I was on the Mac Truck podcast this week. Her first episode on Cumulus Radio Podcast Network. I think that's how Cumulus Media Podcast Network.
Well,
yeah. The name I don't, but it was over there. We talked a lot about WNBA free agency, and this was before we knew shit was going to happen in the NBA, so I'm glad we got all that out because WNBA is going crazy right now, too.
Yeah, man. It's a new look everywhere. Blockbuster deals everywhere. Shout out Mac Truck.
Yeah, shout out Mac. Good things happen over there. I was in the studio for her first in-studio sesh. That was dope. Lots of love for Recognized Game in the ads as well as in my bag apparel. Shout out Blues Custom Styles as well.
Type shit.
But yeah, it was cool, man.
Hell yeah, man. The ball rolls.
Huh?
The ball keeps rolling.
Got to.
You know what I'm saying?
Thank you all once again for tuning in to Recognized Game. I am EB. That is CB, the bully of Bullies Custom Styles. Get your cuts on Booksy.com in Denver, Colorado. Check out In My Bag Apparel on Whatnot, as well as our affiliate links to NBA, NFL, MLB, WWE, and Fanatics to get your merch from your favorite team and players down below. We'll catch you guys next week.